Gang. So this is why gold is going down. Gang. We see gold heading down. It's been in a downtrend since February 24th, 2022, when gold reached its highs 1974, and we see gold heading back down now, continuing this downtrend. March 1st, 2022, we're seeing gold heading back down. Take profit 10. It's at 1916 right now, right at take profit 11, and we just see a close above take profit 11. We're going to take profit 10. Its price, did go down to take profit 10, it pushed back up, and now we're seeing right now gold heading back down to take profit 10. Continuing this downtrend February 24th, 2022. As U.S. and EU has targeted Russia financial systems, as President Putin, Vladimir Putin tries to strike back against global sanctions, as this war in Ukraine is still in effect. As U.S. Russian sanction bans transactions with Russia's central banks. Bans transaction with Russian central banks. Um, as this is happening every day, more and more. As we go over this more and more. We're seeing, in the last 48 hours, we've seen, the last, last week, we've seen U.S. and UK freezing all assets with Russia, as the United States is concerned about what's going on, and they're freezing all assets with Russia, as United States is concerned about this. EU is also freezing all assets with Russia as well, causing all assets freezing against all Russian banks, preventing major Russian firms raising finances on UK markets. On Ukraine markets, freezing all transactions with Russia central banks. As you know, all transactions with Russia central banks are banned now. So EU Russian central sanctions shut down Russian central banks, and froze them and banned them from U.S. transactions. EU airspace to Russia banks, including Russian banks from SWIFT, also has been frozen and shut down, as this has impacted the economics globally. Has impacted everybody globally, as this war continues. So as they're invading Ukraine, as that already happened, and a war in Ukraine, it's possible. U.S. Treasury has freezes assets all with Russia banks, and central banks, as this has affect everyone globally. As Russia is also has to do not with just gold, also has to do with wheat. As Russia has a lot of wheat, and also does Ukraine, as they're the biggest suppliers for wheat and energy, especially wheat, is in Russia. So this is affecting everyone globally, and we can see prices going up in the future. As this happens right now in the summertime, but then we have to worry about wintertime too. Winter is going to come up pretty soon, and when wintertime comes up, it's going to get worse. So this is going to affect everyone in the future. So we have to be we're so this is why we see gold heading back down. And Russia is also can affect Turkey. We have to think about Turkey's right there. So it's a lot is going on right now with this with Russia attacking Ukraine, President Putin attacking Russia. So right now we can see it's not just affecting gold; it's also affecting energy supplies, and a lot of energy has to do with Russia and Ukraine, with wheat, and other commodities other than gold as well. So I'll keep you updated on this game. As you know, this is the summertime right now, but during the winter time, this is definitely going to affect a lot of what's going on globally, economically, as far as prices is concerned. So just be aware of that, gain. Make sure that you're seeing it right now during the summertime, because wintertime is right around the corner. Wintertime is right around the corner. So just be aware of all of this. We see gold heading back down after price from last week was at take profit 14 1974, and we haven't been up here since COVID of August 2020. we haven't been up here since 2 years ago, since the beginning of COVID, since the beginning of the pandemic. So now we see gold heading back down, and I'll keep you updated. All right, gang.
Javelins to knock out their tanks and their artillery, drones to conduct drone warfare against selected targets.
Right.
But we want to contain this inside Ukraine. We can't be putting Americans into Ukraine. Otherwise, this will spill over into NATO, and it will be a much, much bigger war.
What would you do as a mandate as a general in combat, which you've done? What would you do with a convoy 40 miles long? Is that the job of modern technology and drones?
Well, the problem with that, of course, Tom, is that we don't have air superiority. You remember in the first Gulf War.
So do we need a no-fly zone? So the comment of the moment, General, is we need a no-fly zone.
Well, the no-fly zone won't help the Ukrainian Air Force get into the air. It's virtually non-existent at this point. And again, the no-fly zone would completely change the dimension of this conflict from a war inside of Ukraine to a war that can spill over in Europe. What we need to do more than anything else is see if we can get those Ukrainian helicopters in the air, because, as we say in the military, 40 miles of vehicles is a target-rich environment. We've seen them destroyed, as we did in the first Gulf War, where we destroyed like 10 miles of vehicles, and it would be pretty easy. But the Russians have air superiority. We've got to take that air superiority away from them through anti-aircraft devices such as Stingers. But I don't think that will happen in time.
General, as things stand, to wrap things up, we'd love your assessment of the base case about how this turns out. Your race group was on with us earlier this week. They said we continue to see the most likely outcome of the invasion as a combination of regime change and Russian political control over the entirety of the country. What's your conclusion, your base case at the moment, General?
Well, I think that's probably where it will end up if these peace negotiations and these peace talks on the Belarusian border don't accomplish anything. Remember, wars don't end when the last person dies. Wars end at the diplomacy table, at the negotiating table. And candidly, the sooner we can negotiate Russia out of Ukraine, the better.
Mark, General, I'm wondering, a lot of people are talking about the fact that Russia is a nuclear power. And NATO came out this morning and said there is no need to change the nuclear weapons alert, even though Russia has come out and taken steps on that front. How concerned should we be? Can we shrug this off?
Well, I don't think we can just shrug it off. I would tell you that Vladimir Putin may be stupid. He's not suicidal. And I think even he recognizes that a nuclear exchange of any kind would be not only the end of his regime, but in many ways could completely sink the Russian Federation.
General, we have to leave it there. We appreciate your time. And, sir, please stay close. We'd love to catch up with you again soon. Lucky to catch up with General Mark Kimmett this morning. Some headlines from CCTV. China calling on Ukraine, Russia to find a solution through talks. CCTV citing a call between Chinese and Ukrainian foreign ministers. Of course, Tom, we had some commentary on that earlier this hour.
Well, the commentary, it's very, very fluid, but to the General's point, and you've got India, China, there's a Hungary headline out moments ago. I don't even think it's worth talking about. But, John, what I would say is the military operation here now going into 4 p.m., I'm going to guess, in Kyiv, is really front and center. The military's really come in the last hour. It's the story of the moment.
Had a headline from Deutsche Börse just a moment ago, too, to suspend all Russian securities from trading effective Wednesday. So that's an example of isolating Russia with finance. Lisa, isolating Russia through commerce, BP leaving, through media, RT being taken down, in Europe through sport, FIFA, UEFA, Formula One, that country increasingly being isolated.
How long does it take before it becomes politically toxic to do business or rely on certain revenue streams from Russia at a time even before sanctions or legal prohibitions come into place?
What did Jamie Dimon call himself yesterday? A patriot. Said he was a patriot. You tell us what to do, we'll follow the rules. We'll follow the sanctions. We'll abide by the sanctions. I'm a patriot. The real question, Lisa, do you have a moral obligation to step back from doing business with Russia, even if the sanctions don't require you to? That's what you've got to ask these leaders of these companies at the moment.
And we've seen different approaches, certainly with big oil, but I'm guessing you're going to hear this more with other companies as well.
Futures down 1/3% on the S&P, down 0.4 on the Nasdaq. We recover going into the opening bell, 50 minutes away.